All right, guys, we've got the semifinals of my provisional store championship at Stormcrow Games. It was a very fun 12-person provisional, and here we have a top four match. So we have Dobby 2, building 2 Ice Gliding, Season Brawler. We've got a Quick to Act and Ignite. Okay, very strong build on turn 1 for Dobby. May is going to review out the Back Alley Haymaker, build in a box full of babies since they are going second, so that means they get to build in a box. And just to let you know, everything is a little funky and inverted. It was just, I accidentally had the camera like upside down and twisted, and even when I tried to uninvert it, it still didn't quite work. So it just is what it is. We can tell everything by the pictures. It just looks like they're playing right to left. And the difficulty number is in a funny spot. But that's not an issue. We're all good. All right, Stun Grenade. We're going to pick up a Rapid Punches with Stun Grenade. You know, Stun Grenade feels great because this Fire Dobby 2 list is running Capture Evildoers, which makes the stun, gets the stun to stun 3. But it's also great just to pick up a Fury attack. And the Dobby list is running 4 Twisting Azure, but that's the only non-Fury in the deck. So the consistency of the draw off Stun Grenade is not quite there, but it's still very, very powerful. May half blocked, but flipped a bench press, gain 2. Oh, and punished for blocking. Here comes a calorie counter. Basically a free attack for Dobby 2, making it big. 5-9. And May has no cards in hand. So this is a good chance for Dobby 2 to push. Checks the 3. That probably means that's the last attack. But it is going to take May down to life support. And May can't exactly punish Dobby for overextending on only 4 foundations. Okay, so we're checking the 5 on our build, checking another 5. Is Dobby going to play another card to try and get a 3rd foundation? Putting it down, Ignite on a 5, check a 5. Not punished whatsoever. All right, 3 cards in hand for Dobby, 3 momentum, 8 foundations now, 5 of which are ready. 3 of them are Ice Glidings. Really, really strong spot for Dobby 2. May's got some work to do. Checks the Faith Shield, has to commit 1. It's a 5-5. We're unflipping the bench press with the cape. We're going to draw, so we're now a 7-hander with May. Remove, make it a 5-6. Looks like May is really trying to get Dobby to commit defensive foundations to blocking this. Or this is just a poke trying to make it as big as possible. I'm trying to say, you don't have a low block. You only have 3 cards in hand. One of those is, there's a good chance you don't have a low. Okay, Dobby's coming in, committing the Ice Glidings. May is committing they're doing this little tug of war right now of adding speed, subtracting speed, but it's going to get quite slow thanks to the Ice Glidings. So it's in a very blockable range. Dobby blocks. It's a half block, so good for May. But bad for May, it's a breaker 1. And breaker 1 on only 3 foundations probably means that's the end of that. But did some damage. Dobby 2 is a glass cannon, so it doesn't take many attacks to take him down. Now we need a really strong build because we're going to have to survive this next Dobby turn. If May can survive this next Dobby turn, get to 3 boxes, and Dobby's at 12 health, then May's in a really, really good spot. It's just going to be, can we get the defense on board to survive? And a cooperation offer and 2 high-value targets is a pretty good spot to be in. But again, this Dobby list is just extremely aggressive. So can May survive and see another turn? Bad Guy Roundup. Did May not take the momentum, or did Bad Guy Roundup force May to discard the momentum? It was probably forcing May to discard the momentum. 3 low 7. Full block, check the 3, so you got to commit something. And the Bad Guy Roundup gave Dobby a draw since he had more ready foundations. Oh, once again, punished for blocking. Calorie counter comes down. Checks the 3 on it, but it was only on a 4, so it's not a big deal. We're going to make it big. It's going to become 5-9. Looks like May's flipping. Dobby is getting rid of a Spear and Shield and grabbing a Capture Evildoers. Of course, every single time it's going to be a Capture Evildoers. 3 momentum. That means there's going to be a card pool clear coming up after this. And Dobby's just going to keep going, which means Dobby probably has the gas. And if Dobby has the gas, then this is just game. Okay, thinking whether or not to block this. Probably only have one more block as May, so it's a big decision. Choosing not to. Go down to 2, gain the 2. Here comes the card pool clear. Get him out of here. And a stun grenade. So whatever defense May had is now gone because stun grenade is going to get to stun 3. We do blank on finding the attack, right? We showed a Twisting Azure, but like I said earlier, Twisting Azure is not a Fury. Okay, we're getting to cycle mode here. May did flip cooperation offer to make it a 1 mid because May, with stun grenade getting stun 3, May has 1 block if they're lucky. We remove the 10. May just mills Dobby 2 out if this isn't lethal. Well, Dobby probably has the gas. Let's see. Okay, there goes the stun 3. May's defensive resources are down. May probably blocks this, and then just one more follow-up attack does it. We're counting our deck. We're cremation. We're using cremation. Making it a 4 speed. We're committing ice glidings. That tells me this is the last attack Dobby has. We just made it 7 speed, and that's game. And it was the last attack. Okay, so Dobby didn't have the gas. That was it. But you make stun grenade a 7 speed. You commit all your ice glidings to it. You say stun 3, and that's just game. So, wow, what a game 1. Okay, so we're on to game 2. Dobby's showing the cremation because May didn't play 3. She built 3 because of the new training method, but I think the Dobby is lamenting that. Dang, if you had only played 1 more card, I could have gotten my momentum. Not a great start for May, though, only getting the 3 build off. Not a great start for Dobby 2 either, only getting 4 off, none of which are hyper important, maybe calling for backup. Got a calling for backup, a Season Brawler, and an Ignite. Let's see what May does here. Start with a Home Run Comet, check a 3, commit something to it. You're probably not putting one of your 3 foundations into your momentum using Home Run Comet. Committing the box. We're making it big. We're adding 1 damage by flipping with May. And Dobby gets a full block, but Dobby's wide open now. Dobby has committed almost all of his resources, and we're just building. And just to build 2. 3 bench press is good. That's like an extra 6 health when you need it. On defense, at least. It also, of course, gives the +1 damage if you've lost health that turn, I think. Okay, we have a bad guy roundup coming down. This isn't even going to draw, right? Because Dobby's only got 3 readies. We are going to get the draw calling for backup. Remove the 3, make it 7 damage. Okay, so May just flipped a bench press, which means May does not have a complete block. Probably just going to be a half block here. Yep. No, we just took the full damage and then gained the 2 back. And Dobby's just building. Latent skill, ice gliding, quick to act. Build from there, 4 in hand. You know, Dobby 2 always has to keep quite a bit in hand because even though May only has like 5 foundations, Dobby 2 only has 19 health. So you have to be very, very respectful of your opponent. Ouch. Here comes the instant Shining Flash. There goes the momentum. Dobby is running Spear and Shield and Cremations to get momentum. Has lots of ways to get the momentum with Capture Evildoers, but that really, really hurts. So even if this doesn't do damage, that was a very successful attack for May. And May is making it big. He's putting all the boxes to it. Dobby chooses not to block, going to 13. And May's building out from here. You know, did the 6 damage, discarded the momentum, gets to build some defense, some high-value targets. Really, really good position for May. Okay, goes on a 4, checks a carbo loading, commits, picks up the carbo loading with new training method. Oh, we discarded the instant Shining Flash instead of putting it in a momentum because we know Dobby has Capture Evildoers, and Capture Evildoers can just take the momentum, right? And we really don't want Dobby to get the momentum. So earlier, when I thought Bad Guy Roundup discarded the Knife Slice from the momentum, it wasn't that case. It was just that May had chosen not to take the momentum and respect the Capture Evildoers play. At least I think. Again, I didn't really see it was on triple speed. Okay, so we got this Twisting Azure. We gave all of May's checks -1, all of our checks +1. We're following up with a Stun Grenade. Let's see what it can pick up. Let's see what it can pick up. Nothing. Big feels bad. Big sad. Big sad. But May is not blocking. 2 attacks in a row. We know May's holding on to a carbo loading, right? So May has a mid block and 2 high value targets. May can block. And Dobby just stops with 5 in hand. Says, I've got a ready stage. I know I can live. Probably didn't quite have the gas. May reviews out the carbo loading. So that might come back to hurt May later that they didn't use the carbo loading to block. But, you know, it's hard to tell, like, is Dobby going to play 10 attacks and string out like crazy, or is Dobby just poking? Okay, there goes a momentum from the instant Shining Flash again. Just a very, very strong card right now in the meta. We are an 8-hander thanks to our boxes. We have a pretty good foundation count. So yeah, like Dobby might have had one more attack, but chose not to play it because they didn't want to commit their stage out because they knew it wouldn't be lethal, and then they had to block. Okay, so we made the instant Shining Flash really big, committed all our boxes to it, and then Dobby uses Barrier Shield, takes it to 0 speed. Such a gnarly play. Barrier Shield is such a good card. So now Dobby doesn't have to commit any resources to this block and gets to save Breaker 2. And that's just going to do it. That's going to do it. Wow, what a good defensive play from Dobby. And, you know, I thought May was posturing as if they had the gas because they didn't block the 2 attacks earlier. Right, they didn't block the Stun Grenade or the Twisting Azure, so it felt like May was saying, hey, I have all the attacks. I have like 3 attacks, and then I'm going to become an 8-hander. Maybe May was holding 1 or 2 attacks and then just didn't draw the gas, and the Breaker 2 changed that. But we have a very, very strong defensive board as May. Let's see if Dobby can break through that board. Twisting Azure is a good start, giving all of May's checks -1 and your checks +1. And we got a momentum, so Dobby can do a card pool clear. Dobby is going to cycle his deck pretty soon, though. Is there a Capture Evildoers in there? There has to be, right? So, but Dobby has to have drawn an action to go get it. Okay, so we blocking with a cooperation offer. It's going to be on a 4/7, but we checked a 2. Thinking about whether it chooses to fail. Interesting. We would have to commit a few high-value targets plus something else. Now the Rapid Punches comes in. I think they chose to fail because so many calorie counters had come down. Or it was just, I've got to get full blocks off here. And I only have, you know, thanks to the Twisting Azure, I only have so much defense. Okay, so we got Dobby cycling. So Dobby never got a Capture Evildoers. Right. Dobby might just have 1 in hand. That might be the case. Okay, it looks like we're releasing. Giving 2 to our check. Making it a 5 low 8. Does May have a low block? I imagine they do. There's some sort of confusion about something. Maybe the dice. Okay, 5 low 8. We do have a low block. Oh, check a 3. Come on, deck. Don't give us 3s. And we're punished with the calorie counter. Always punished. Every time this round. Always punished with the calorie counter. Dobby just always has it. Now it's a 5-9. 5 mid 9. We're releasing as May. Things are not feeling good, especially with the Twisting Azure -1 to our check. And we're half blocking, so it's not going to be lethal. Not the end of the world. We gain 1 from something. Oh, the Nezure Chan. We use Nezure Chan. Oh, and another calorie counter comes down. Wow, you know. Wow. Let's go back and watch that end again. I was so focused on the gaining 1 there that I missed it. Let's just watch the last 10 seconds again, because I think both of them put their hands down, and I want to see what they had in their hands. So the second calorie counter comes down. So once again, punished for blocking. Shows a tongue whip, and only 1 more attack, a bad guy roundup, and didn't draw an action. So only had 1 more. It's interesting because I'm trying to think in my head here. I know I kind of went silent, but I'm trying to think in my head here if May could have survived had they chosen to pass the cooperation offer. But I think the answer is no, simply because of the Twisting Azure Inferno plus May checking 3s and 4s and not checking 5s. So I think even because May could have full blocked this, full blocked this, full blocked this, and half blocked this, combined with that with the Nezure Chan of the big 3, and I think a bench press in here that was unflipped. Like, you could have survived had you been able to block everything that you could have, eaten a calorie counter and eaten half a calorie counter. But then the other issue is that the Twisting Azure giving -1 to the check and the bad checks, it just didn't go May's way. There was no surviving that turn as May. That's just the power of Dobby 2. I feel like this whole round, like the MVP card of this round was Calorie Counter. What a cool set 5 card. You know, this Dobby 2 list, we're running Bad Guy Roundup, we're running Calorie Counter, we're running Season Brawler, and we're running Spear and Shield to get momentum too. So quite a bit of set 5 cards here that really added a little bit of oomph to Fire Dobby 2. So very, very fun match. Now we're on to the finals. I will do the finals tomorrow. I'm not going to do that tonight. And finals, I believe, is Fire Dobby 2 versus Life Mandalay. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and I hope you join me again. I will see you guys later.